by this ball carrier.
This is why defensive coordinators have nightmares before playing against this specific quarterback. It's because of plays like that. What he can do to you and how he can strain and stress and hurt your defense with his ability to run the football.
They just flipped the entire field, and now they'll try to cash in on 1st and 10 from the 20. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And I love right out of the gate, this offense is going to be creative, and they're going to try to get their best players the football out in the open field. You saw it right there.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now it's 2nd and goal. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. To the air, it's Milroe. The throw. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown tie! Well, that couldn't have gone any better.
It's so great for an offense to come out right out of the gate and score a touchdown on your opening drive. It just helps the offense establish that rhythm that is so important. It'll be interesting now to see how this offense does the remainder of this contest.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll try the run. Powers through the defender. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
Trying play action. Feeling some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Trying to get to it. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Really impressed with how this team has seized momentum here, playing on the road in this hostile environment. Their offense gets it first. They march down the field. They put up some points. And here's the defense now on their first drive, getting a critical sack on 3rd down.
Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. Here comes that Alabama offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a 1st down. Back to throw, it's Milroe. Trying to make magic with his feet. Headed to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
And I love the decisiveness by the quarterback on that play. Nobody open downfield. I'm going to go get this myself. And I'm not just going to go get a 1st down. I'm taking this thing to the house.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that.
Nebraska, 0.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. One final play before the end of the quarter. On 4th down, going to the air. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground.
Man, your goal of a defense is to stop them, is to force punts, and then this is just gravy. Now, they go for it on 4th down and medium. On their side of the field, you get the big stop and a chance to switch the momentum here in the first half.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Final play of the quarter, and the ball falls incomplete.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Alabama 14, Nebraska 0.
2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Back to pass, it's Milroe. Might be looking to run. He'll try to do it himself. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Bama! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Great decision by the quarterback, and there's a danger on defense. When you play man coverage against this guy, when you've got DBs and their backs are turned to the QB, if you're not careful, he'll just tuck it and run and take off. And by the time all those DBs and defenders had turned around, it was way too late. He was gone.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Nebraska 0.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
And it's knocked away, and they don't convert on 4th down. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. Wide out in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Back to pass, it's Milroe. Flushed out of the pocket. Got enough space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
The identity of this offense is their ability to run the football. They're doing that in this game. That's now 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point makes it 28-0. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here. And the pass is intercepted. Got room on the return. Running inside the 20. Touchdown tie. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
With the defensive score.
Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And they tacked on the extra point. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
After the incompletion, here comes 2nd and 10 from the 32. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Gonna take a shot at this DB. And that pass is intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys are...
He's got it down the left. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Titletown, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. will kick it away first. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. First down here for the offense. Quarterback on the keeper. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
How about the defensive end understanding football, understanding that I got to keep outside contain. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field, and get him to the ground.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
Tackled after picking up the first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking to pass, it's Milroe. Moving out of the pocket. He's looking on the right side. A beautifully placed ball to the outside, and the toe drag for the big pickup. Alabama may always be built on the run, but these days they elevate with a high-flying pass game.
And great coaches evolve, and we've seen the evolution of this Alabama offense over the last several years. And it's not just run, it's not just eat clock, it is be aggressive, attack, make big plays down the field.
I think throughout the week in practice, when they were game planning their opening script, I don't even know if they envisioned it going as well as it has. This has been beautiful. Nice balance, really nice rhythm. It feels like everything they're dialing up here on their first drive of the game is working to perfection.
He's in a world of trouble, and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play.
This was one of the keys to the game. Could this quarterback, could he extend plays and then make throws in scramble situations? That time, the defense was able to get to him and bring him down for a huge loss.
Quarterback strolling away from Heath. He's going to take off. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You could clearly tell that he wanted to throw the football and he wanted to go through the air and make a big play. Defense does a great job corralling him, getting some pressure, and
unleashes one deep. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Coming out with it, it's Golden. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Looking for a productive play on first down. The give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that works a little better soon.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive first down play.
It seemed like there may have been a miscommunication there between the QB and receiver, just not on the same page.
Wants to throw. It's Ewers. Looking to the big tight end. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
Man, they needed that one, and that took every bit of concentration by the wide receiver there. That was awesome. Big third down. You got to make the catch, but you got to make sure you stay in bounds. He did a really good job of securing that and keeping the chains moving.
And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score Alabama 7, Texas 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
Hard-earned yards, man. You got to get these first downs any way you can. Sometimes it's not going to be easy, and you can't just do it conventionally and handing it off. This offense is going to have to be creative. Football is a game of inches, and you just got to find the angles to give yourself an advantage. That creative play call right there really helped them out.
He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. They'll run play action. Fires toward the end zone. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw on third. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big and they take over.
And that is a big-time drop right there. 4th down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe in you.
Can't get him to the ground. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Going to try to get it himself. On the move at the 30. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch him because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
Finds the tight end, and they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
And I like what the quarterback did to finish the run. He buys a little bit of time, scrambles out to his left, and as a right-handed quarterback, you really understand you got to square those shoulders while you're running, which can be difficult if you want to throw an accurate throw like he did right there.
Quarterback checking off. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Yeah, and the defensive lineman, you know, third and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on third down.
Never a doubt. And that lead grows even bigger. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. He'll bring it out. It's Bolden. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Texas offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Let's see if they can get out of their own way on 2nd and long from the 8. Back to throw, it's Ewers. Fires to the wideout. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Offense set on 1st down. He'll do it himself. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Nice job playing assignment football by that defensive end. Knowing what my job is, not letting that quarterback get out, get loose, making a good play, and most importantly, being there in the right spot and getting him on the ground.
Pressure coming. Trying to escape and get it himself. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
When you have scrambling quarterbacks, you got to have a spot. You got to have somebody in the middle of the field. Everybody's playing coverage, but that guy's job is to focus on the...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama! Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. Trailing now by 17, David, this is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points, and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on the board.
He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He wants to throw. They're bringing heat. He'll pull it down and run. Across the 25, he's got room. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Not a chance. Missed it. Boy, they could have used that one to cut into the deficit, but guys, still a 3-score ball game. Just enough time for one final play in this half. To throw, it's Milroe. They're trying to get to him. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Kept it, and he's past the marker. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Alabama 17, Texas 0.
Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Golden. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every...
Makes the grab on the right. Oh, look out. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
He gave him time to react, and he almost pulled off the interception. Instead, it'll be second down. The Longhorns are in the hurry-up. On second down, wants to throw it. Catch in the middle, it's held. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. He'll just keep slinging it. He caught it. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on second and goal. Trying to bully their way in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Longhorns! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. So they've got the lead down to 10 here. A little more interesting as they're set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes that Alabama offense. They start this third quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. To the air, it's Milroe. Slides away. He'll pull it down. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
On third down, going up top. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
This defensive end is an animal. He already has 2 sacks, and we're only in the third quarter. I'd move him around a little bit more defensively so that the offense has no idea where he's lining up. Because right now, man, he is feasting.
They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He's going for the big play. And they won't make the connection going for the big play. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Off the play fake. Scrambling away. Chucked it away just as he was hit. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. He lets one fly deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about, Reese.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Dropping back, it's Ewers. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
You know, as an offense, when you're trying to complete these tunnel screens, you're going to have to be able to negotiate some of these defenders near the line of scrimmage. They're all looking to swat it away. Good job by the defense there.
This should be the last play of the quarter. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Complete to the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
With the score, Alabama 17, Texas 7.
And the Longhorns are flying down the field. He wants to throw it again. Unloads to the wideout. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mitt on the football.
On second down, wants to throw. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Had to throw it before he wanted. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal. The Longhorns in the hurry-up. Looking to throw. Going for 6. Grab near the marker. It's held. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas!
Number 85.
Before that score, considering last rites, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive, and they've got a chance.
And I'm looking on the field right now, and I'm looking at their sideline. They're energized, Reese. After that last score, all of a sudden, they believe they can come back and win this game. This is a totally different-looking team than what we saw earlier.
And he added the extra point.
Score, Alabama 17, Texas 14.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Set to kick off.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. After giving up that last touchdown, they still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
And it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some clock, and
All kinds of running room. Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line.
This defense really needs to be careful, and they have to play with great eye discipline, understanding where the football is at all times. Moving forward, they have got to know if this guy has the ball, because he is dangerous in space.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Scanning the field, it's Milroe. He's got his man. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
They'll give it to the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Off play action. Looking to scramble. Running toward the goal line. It's a fumble. A fortuitous turn of events to get that football back. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to